commentary, and this will be a ship review video. Now, this is the Kongo battleship in the World of Warships Closed beta. Now, I do have to emphasize the fact this is a beta work in progress. Also, it is a live commentary. I got a few requests from some fans saying, hey, can you do some reviews on some of the upper tier battleships, and this is the highest tier I have at the moment, so I thought, why not? So let's jump into this. The Kongo was commissioned on August 16th, 1930. It is a Kongo class battle cruiser. It is not really a battleship. It was more of a supporting role. Sorry about that. That'll be cut out. It was a supporting role in the Japanese Imperial Navy. At 37,187 tons, this thing was a monster. As you can see, it is very properly modeled. You could tell this thing was big, you know, a behemoth. So let's get into some, details that, ship jockeys want to know. It had 8 356 millimeter or 14-inch naval guns. Those are to the port, to the bow, and to the stern. That's the range of motion. These have 180 degrees either way. I think they might even go 190 degrees actually. Let's check that out right here. So we got the 356, 45, 41st year type. Got 4 of them, 4 batteries, 2 per battery. Now, the 180 degree to turn time is 37.5 seconds. However, with some crew skills, for example, the artillery aiming expertise, it takes 0.7 degrees a second off the aiming time. Now that really helps. Let me tell you, this thing, the turning radius is not great. When you have to rely on your guns to turn just as fast as you can, this thing improves survivability greatly. Now you do have a scout that you can launch. Now the scout is a feature that is very interesting. You basically get this little biplane that flies around and gives you a little bit of information on where the enemy is. Now we have 1,450 millimeter guns. I'm going to guess 7 over here and 7 over here, along with some AA. Some anti-aircraft guns. I don't believe this has any AAA. Does have flak, but I believe those are normal flak rounds and not actual AAA 120 millimeter rounds. Now, let's talk about armor. The deck was between 58 and 38 millimeters, well, 38 and 58. Later on, so the Kongo 1942, it went up to 101 millimeters plus 76 millimeters on the engine room. The 9 turrets had 230 millimeters, the barbets had 250 millimeters, and the belt had 200 to 280 millimeters. So it had a propulsion steam turbine 4-shaft engine, which is replicated by the steam shafts here. It was 222 meters long, or 728 feet. Now, what do you need to know about this in accordance to World of Tanks? Because knowing the history behind this is always cool to know, but what about how does it perform? Well, I've uploaded some videos of some of my better games, and I will continue to upload World of Warships beta videos and then into the full game. However, this is something that an issue a lot of players are experiencing. These things are the equivalent to a 12-gauge shotgun with a 12 times magnification scope. You have range on these, but the dispersion of them is awful. 274, and that'll hit the maximum dispersion. You'll hit around 274 meters on each side. I've lined up a full, all 4 batteries fired a full salvo, and every shell dropped either in front or behind the enemy. Now, I'm sure this is all subject to change and will change, but it's just, at the moment, it's a difficult ship to play. If we go to the Kawashi at tier 3, this thing is probably the best battleship in the game. You got 6 batteries. They're only 305mm guns, but you have 3, and then you have some broadsides. But these 2 batteries here, obviously, if you're in a little bit of a situation and guys on your broadside, bam, they go in. Plus you have the front and back turret, the 1 in 8, I believe. Yes, or the 1 in 6, I should say. I'm sorry. So the 1 in 6 will go as well, and that just gives such a better survivability rate. However, the Kongo just has these huge monsters, and it's got 2 in the front, 2 in the back, port and starboard, front and rear. I'm not good on my naval terms right now, and I will brush up on that for the next video. However, it doesn't really matter. These guns are big and they do a lot of damage. I tend to just load AP with this thing, and I'm hitting 5,000. What's the maximum you can hit with these things? Alright, so I'm hitting about half of what the maximum AP is. Now, what do you need to know if you're coming up against the Kongo? Well, that all depends on the ship you're in. If you're in a destroyer, go fuck yourself, because those things are way too overpowered. Destroyers just have about 2,000 torpedoes. They can launch them all at one time, and they basically could line up a full broadside of torpedoes, take me out in 2 hits. Not even, one swing by and I'm done. If you're in a cruiser, if you're at a tier 5 cruiser, you might be at a little bit of a disadvantage. This thing is pretty high up for its tier. For survivability, you want to stay away. These secondary batteries chew everything, even other battle cruisers and battleships apart. These things do damage, and it's not fun to get hit by a small battery, because these things, even though, 127, 150 millimeter, they'll penetrate, they'll start fires, they'll break crap, they'll just wreck you. So stay as far away, and stay in effective firing range, because once you hit that ineffective firing range, these guns just turn towards you, the ship turns towards you, and you start saying your prayers. So that's about it for that part. Now, let's say you want to know more. Well, where should I aim? Well, between this part right here, about mid-aft, to about maybe a little bit more in the middle and the front, anywhere in here, you want to smack right where you see these bolted plates. Let me see if I can get a little closer up. You see these right here? This is armor that comes out, because this is where some of the thickest armor is. But right here, all ammo. All ammo going down. Now, as it comes out here, it starts to thicken, and you want to aim for here. Citadel hits come from anywhere in the commander's bridge to these, crew quarters / ammo bays. And if you can land a direct hit right where the scout is launched from, you will start a fire, you will break stuff, you'll get a citadel, you might break the engine. A lot of YouTubers want to say aim for the forward and the back, try to, the weakest armor. You miss and you've just wasted 30 seconds, 15 seconds, 10 seconds of reloading time, where these guns or the big boys can get trained on you. Now, some general tactics that I play with. Always look in the air. You are a big, slow, fat son of a bitch, and you are going to know it, because torpedo bombers and dive bombers will break your guns. What do I mean by break your guns? Well, I can use a repair kit, right? No. You cannot use a repair kit. If your guns get destroyed, for example this one, there's no repairing it. You're out for that match. That gun's gone. Dive bombers do serious damage. So you always want to look up, check around. You get a little warning when there's an enemy aircraft that's been spotted. And you hit left control and you click. You automatically will train your guns once they come in range. And if you have any ships, I'm talking, let's say you got a battleship and he's coming towards you, but you got a destroyer or a cruiser in front of you that you need to pay more attention to. Same thing. Left control and click. Not a lot of people know about that. The second he comes in range, these secondary batteries will open up and that'll give you a hint. Hey, jackass, turn, look. So, my reviews are not as good as the Mighty Jingles reviews. I wasn't a Navy sailor. In America, the Navy and the Air Force, or the Chair Force, I'm sorry, are not the most glorious of positions. I'm sure they are when you are higher rank, but when you're washing toilets, I don't think it's one of the best things. However, my reviews are focused more on gameplay-wise, where I don't have as much historical info. And when I start to read up more and get more information, I will start to add that in. I wanted to get this video out because the Total War video I posted today did not render correctly, and I did not want to spend 2.5, 3 hours re-rendering it. For some reason, the software that I'm using crashed halfway through, and it only rendered it at 360p. I'm sorry for that. Second thing I want to say before I go, thank you to the subscribers. My channel's been growing over the past few weeks. Over the past week, I've gotten a lot more subscribers, and I'm trying to pump out videos as quickly as possible and going over quality, not quantity. I could post replays of every game I had, but I want to make sure you're enjoying it, giving you something, telling you what I did wrong, and being able to come back to the drawing board and say, hey, don't screw up like I did, because I look like an idiot in a lot of the games I play. So, this is Shay from AnchorSandGaming, and I hope you enjoyed this video. One last note before I go, my channel has switched around a little bit. My channel avatar, the signature, the Twitter, all of the old emblems have been removed. The original person who did my graphic design stole some copyright photos from a company, and I had to quickly get rid of them. There was no copyright strike against me. I received no messages, but they're a good company, and I actually use their I actually wear their clothes, so I felt awful about that. So I have switched it up to an appropriate image that is trademarked by me, and thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the growth, I appreciate the views, and please comment. Commenting, telling me what to do next, what I'm doing wrong, what should I do better. Rating helps, subscribing helps a bunch. But if you enjoyed the video, like it. If you didn't enjoy it, dislike it. Help me train myself on what people want to see, what people don't want to see. And that's it for now. So this is Shay from AnchorSandGaming. Have a good day.